2013.
Okay, so it took from like late 80s, early 90s to 2013 to get Krizz Kaliko to believe in cannabis.
All the way to there, and I was whatever that. So I don't know what strain it was. I don't know what it was. They gave me a cone there. They were selling it in packs like cigarettes. It was like a brand name.
Okay.
And I smoked this thing, and I drank this wine with it, and I was like, if you watch Eurotech, you can look at it on YouTube. Look at it on YouTube. Yeah, Krizz
gotta check that out.
Weed with Tech, and dude, I laughed, and we I don't know what it was. Everything was funny. The best I've ever felt in my life, and I've been chasing that feeling since. Not like a crackhead.
Of course. I mean, every true stoner knows their first, like, I mean, I would do anything to get high as I did or medicate as I did back when I was 17. The giggles and all that fun feeling and stuff anymore, that is something. So we understand what you're saying. So real quick, if you want to fast forward to 2021, cannabis is everywhere. You can't go on tour without. I mean, it's everywhere. It's pretty much, we're towards the end of the end of decriminalization across the board of all of America. I mean, whether it's medical or decriminalized alone in the state or something, it's pretty much okay. Has that started changing, like, your idea on cannabis? Like, maybe.
I never had a bad idea about it, man. My mother, we call her Sweet Polly Purebred. My mother's a devout, church-going Christian woman, never drank, never smoked weed. And I was like, Mama, they do this. This has medicinal purposes, yada, yada, yada. She's like, this is not what we do. This is not the Lord's work, and da-da-da-da. In the last several conversations we had, she's like, you know what else they're doing with cannabis? And they're putting it in pill form. There's these things called edibles. I want to try them.
There you go.
Yo, okay, so the knowledge, it's crazy how, like, my grandma, I get on Facebook and she's reposting CBD ads, and I'm like, I didn't know you knew what CBD was.
My mom's like, they're treating children with autism. They're treating elderly people with Alzheimer's. So that's what made her log on to the fact that this is a good thing. So she said she wanted, and I was like, Mama, you're going to have to try it. I can't even fathom my 80-year-old mother trying to edible, but she's probably going to. And it's probably needs to be low THC percentage, and it probably needs to be indica.
Perfect. Well, what I can tell you do is when we do open here soon, we'll make sure she has her med card. Of course, at Fresh Karma, we'll get her a crazy good product that fits her. Of course. Of course, this is a fun one. Everyone always asks this, but I feel you always ask the standard person who maybe isn't a celebrity or in that limelight this question. But I want to ask someone like yourself. Who is if you could smoke with anybody in the world, who is it?
I can tell you who I won't smoke with. 2 people.
Okay.
That's what first I will not smoke with Yuck Mouth. Yuck Mouth. They remember how Cat Williams said he smoked with Snoop? Yuck Mouth is worse, for one.
Okay.
It's literally a boom, wham, boom, wham. There's 20 blunts in rotation with Yuck Mouth in them. I don't know how. Are you even getting high anymore?
I might be able to guess your second person because I know the same person and I can smoke a lot and I cannot keep up.
Who?
Diz, smoking with Dizzy and them is another thing.
I'm a second person. The second person I now smoke with is Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
I'm not all the time with the weed joint, but I know that there is a very special strain for people like me who, one, I suffer from a few different things. I suffer from very low dopamine. Weirdly enough, because I'm a comedian, if you guys follow me, very low serotonin. It doesn't seem like it because I do say it on Saturdays and I do all of these things to help people and uplift folks. But that's because I spend so much time doing it for myself. I did so much time preventing my own suicide, preventing myself from going into a mental institution. This is a real thing. When I have songs like Anxiety and Bipolar and Unstable, this is not me trying to make songs that are cool. These were cries for help for me to try to stay alive. And so I make songs like this. So I know that there is a special strain for me specifically with the criminalization of weed and of cannabis. I'm sorry, I need to stop calling it weed. Sorry, my eyes itch. With the decriminalization of cannabis, I know that I tried CBD and it really, really helped. And I know that there is a strain, and I'm someone, because of the off brain chemicals that I have, I need a specific strain. And I think that we are going to, I've been actually waiting because of the conversations that we've had before this, is that we're going to find a strain that I can use daily to help me. And I can really actually tell people this is the strain to use when, if you identify with me, use this strain. You know what I'm saying?
No, I think it makes sense. It's all about one of those, as you see a lot of these days, where it's just naming strains and picking out. It's not so much of really taking that time to find the pheno that's actually going to do what you need it to do. And I think, someone like you, that cannabis, that smoker often gets forgotten by, people like us in the cannabis industry, where we're, standard, we're used to people coming in and saying, I want the most THC, the strongest pot you got, what's going to knock me out, and things like that. To where when standard, there's a lot of good, medicinal powers within cannabis that it's not necessarily all about how high you're getting. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's about how well it helps your appetite or how well it helps you sleep. And, using cannabis myself, a lot of people don't know, I was diagnosed some years back with Crohn's disease, and it halted a lot of stuff. I was actually on tour. I was on the top of the line tour with Ritz and Jaron Benton when it happened, and I had to leave. And when things like that happen, it stops and abrupts your life, and you have to make changes right away. And and finding things that can give you little bits of ease is important. So I think for people like you, being able to find a strain that can totally hit that medium part, it's really gonna do what you need to, but keep you also in the realm. And I also think that's maybe we can pick it's maybe, I don't think just a strain, but maybe a slew of products that understand that this is necessarily this is not what you're looking for to get blasted off, or if you need a ton of medication. This is that low level, high CBD, but still potent, has your kick to make you relieve for the rest of the day. So, it's one of those, I just see randomly look down and see someone say terpenes are medicine. I completely agree. So, finding something that has the correct terpene levels, whether it's, limonene, marisol, or, anything like that, I think we'll really, you and I, what we'll do is, as we talked about, we'll spend a lot of time identifying what those certain things are that you're looking for, and we'll see what we can to find different strains and really lock that in. So I think moving forward, that's a project that we'll be able to really hone in and, spend some more time on versus the standard project that's released in cannabis and an artist, so to speak,
Yeah, man, people don't know when they're just a regular, they can smoke any type of weed type of folk. The thing I was going to say, that Snoop, every time I've seen him, he's trying to hand me weed, Snoop Dogg. And the last time we were in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and we were doing this thing, and it's me, Tech, Snoop, and Daz Dillinger. And we go to Snoop's trailer, and Snoop's like, real story, he's like, hey man, let Krizz Kaliko, man, let Krizz Kaliko hit that weed, man. Hit that weed, Krizz Kaliko, man. And dude's like, Tech's like, oh, you know Krizz Kaliko? And he goes, I love Krizz Kaliko, man. Oh, nigga, like, we've met, but I don't know if we've gotten close enough for the love. Evidently we have. So I was like, okay, cool. He's like, man, hit this weed, Krizz Kaliko. I said, and he has to say my whole name. And I was like,
you kind of got to. It's like a vibe, you know what I mean?
I'm like, Sue, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to blow everyone's high. I need regular. Cat Williams was not lying. That wasn't a joke on that comedy special. He said, I need regular weed. Regular. And
okay.
Patient literally like boom, wham, boom, wham. It's only 4 of us. How was there 4 of us and like 6 joints in rotation? There's 4 people.
It hits a point where you got 2. You're like, damn.
I was like, dude, I'm gonna be honest. He smoked some. I would have probably done it, but I was scared of Snoop, man. I was scared of Snoop Dogg. It is not a gimmick with him. That is not a gimmick. It's not a game. He's really smoking like that. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard rumors that Snoop smokes a pound of weed a week. And you know, and everyone you say it to who smoked with them or been around them is like, yeah, no question. And then you really start to break down. There's 7 days in a week, and how many, you know, if there's 16 ounces in a pound, and you're like, okay, so this person is almost smoking 2 ounces of pot a day. You know, that's a lot. And you think about that, like, that's a lot of pot. It's 56 grams. That's 56 normal, decent-sized joints, you know, and like, how do you have that much time?
So break it down. 56. Okay, if you're going to say that, 56 joints a day times how long does it take if you're by yourself? Let's help him out. Let's give him two people. Let's say
it's got to be two people.
How long does it take two people, you think, to smoke a joint?
If it rolled correctly, nice little joint, it's good weed. You know they're not smoking any blunts. So it's not burning fast. It's sticky. I'm saying it's got to be, what, like 20 minutes?
20 minutes. There's not even enough time to smoke 50, 56. So they're smoking quicker than that is what that means.
That means they're smoking 3 at a time.
There's not enough 20 minutes in a day to get 56 of these down at a normal pace. That means, what that means to me, we went a long way to say that he's never not smoking weed. He's never not. It's a double negative. It's never that he's not smoking. He is
by math, it has to. You know.
He gets in trouble for. I know we were in Rotterdam. We were in Amsterdam. He was in Rotterdam, and we drove an hour to see him because we played, and then we left. Then we left to go see Snoop. I'm gonna be honest, dude. I've never seen him without a blunt. I've never seen him. I've been around Snoop probably 5 times. I've never ever seen him without a joint or a blunt, literally right there in his hand. I've never seen him without it.
Okay, well, it's nice to know that, like, the legendary smokers and all this, it's not a fake, it's not a front, it really is. You know, and what's crazy, I can tell you some, I know Tommy Chong personally, and I've known him for some time now. That dude really smokes. 83 years old, and is just smoking joints. You know what I mean? And it's... Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you talk about, I know you know Dimrick. You know Dimrick from West Coast. Yeah, reps on it. We went to a couple of his birthday parties together, and it's like you're talking about like weed bars that are like real movie style, like joint, just whatever you want, just the best of the best all over, and it's just, you know, smaller parties. So those things, it's cool to know that, like, you know, as a stoner, as I would call myself and other people, as well as a medicator, I use cannabis as medicine, also as a relief and recreationally. So as someone like that, it really do smoke. So it's cool to see. We'll get in. We'll write out the cannabis. Maybe, you know, answer a couple people. One thing I want to ask is always a fun one. What's the weirdest thing that pops into your mind that maybe a fan has done for you? Like, it just something's like, oh, one time I had a fan. Yeah, he got one already.
So, Chicago, 2001. Bright Liquid Mix Tour, the first tour I ever got on. We played at, I don't remember the name of the amphitheaters where they do Lollapalooza at, though.
Okay.
First tour we ever did is we're on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's me, Tech, and Cut. Jay-Z's the headliner every night. It's Jay-Z, Nappy Roots, 311, and us, and Hoobastank. Band Hoobastank.
Okay, yeah.
And so we are the New Jacks. This is my first time ever touring with Tech. And, you know, but I've done songs, so we already got to follow. This is right when we did. This is the town where the clowns put it down, baby.
Hey, right. The city was going crazy, by the way.
This is that era. You know what I'm saying? And so we, this guy comes up to me. I'm just barely getting used to people signing autographs, sending me wanting autographs from me. This dude comes up to me and he said, "Hey man, sign my girlfriend's vagina." I thought it was a weird request, right? But I'm thinking, okay, we got the paint markers. I'm gonna just reach down. I'm gonna just sign it, and we're done. No, she took her overalls off, down, panties down,
butt naked.
Well, she got a top on. You know, she had a shirt on like a tank top on her overall, but she's down there. I'm talking about
No.
The Trojan's right here, front and center. It's right here. I didn't have my face, but He's right there. He's like, no. I said, look, can I sign the pants? Okay, so let me get the panties. She's like, no. He's like, no. Sign the lips.
Oh, no. Okay, no more. Okay, story.
You said it was the craziest thing. You want it crazy? I didn't
That reminds me. So one time we were on tour in like Detroit or something with Jaron Benton, and he had a lady. A lady wanted him to sign her pregnant belly.
Oh, I've done that a million times.
Okay, I mean, I was out like, oh, this is a little.
Okay, I've signed people's moms. I've had it happen to me twice. I get in Pensacola, Florida. Dude brought an urn of his mom's ashes. He said she's biggest fan. Signed ashes. I've signed ashes twice.
Whoa.
By the way, I did sign that girl's. I did do that. I told him don't ever offer your girl up. It would make me feel it'd be an honor if you did. I'm like, they don't come. It's not gonna. They ain't gonna come back the same. I'm just like mentally, it's not gonna be the same. So weird thing. That's the weirdest thing. That and ashes are probably weirdest thing I've signed. And yeah,
that is an odd one.
One more thing with ashes, I did come to Strange Music once to record. I showed up and this lady was pulling off, and I didn't think she worked there or anything else. And they told me that she actually sprinkled